I decided to wear a black wife beater because our dear leader has caught a case of the vids. What's up, everybody? Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. So before we get started, give it the thumbs up, comment when I get on your nerves, and subscribe so you know the next time I'll be getting on your nerves. I put out an episode of Unbothered the other day. If you get a chance, check it out. If not, don't. What do I care what you do? I want to tell you guys that I heard that the president did catch the coronavirus! And he is going to be quarantining for the next 14 days. He made the announcement at 1 a.m. on Friday. Well, last night at 10 o'clock if you were on Pacific time. Just in time for you to rest your little evil heads, hoping that our president was going to wake up dead tomorrow. But it's not going to happen. The president isn't going to die. You're not getting off that easy. It's just not what's going to work. And then there's the people that think it's a hoax. They think that he's making it up, which he might be making it up, but I don't really care what he's doing at this point. I need him to rack up this win for me is what I need him to do, because the left has gotten just a little bit too crazy. And I want to be on the side of the left. I should be on the side of the left. And this is something I know. I should be on the left. Like, some of the stuff the left stands for should benefit me, but at the same time, you get too ridiculous. When I'm supposed to identify as Latinx, when I'm supposed to be a cisgender male, when I'm supposed to listen to non-binary people tell me about their made-up gender and treat it like it's the most important thing in the world. Yeah, I'll respect you, but I'm not going to treat it like it's the most important thing in the world. I'm not going to treat it like it's something I have to tiptoe around when I'm not allowed to express my viewpoints on anything outside of my own race or my own gender or my own sexual identity. At that point, it just gets like, will you please just leave me alone and let me live my life? I don't need you for that, left. How about you just worry about rights and then let me talk the way I talk and figure it out with the people that I know? How about I don't have to run everything by you all the time? And the other day when it was the debates, I said something that was to me very even-handed. All I said was both parties looked terrible at the debate. People got mad at me for that. It's like they both looked terrible. Donald Trump wasn't doing what I needed him to do that night, which was go ahead and press him as much as you need to, because that part I'm not going to get mad at. That strategy, whatever. But the thing is, it's a particular strategy, a strategy that I'm familiar with, and technically I hate when people try to run that hustle on me, talking too much so that it confuses you. At a point it gets like, hey, slow down, let's actually talk about this. But Joe Biden wasn't prepared to do that. But what bothered me was that Donald Trump at points had given Joe Biden enough rope to hang himself with, and then he didn't allow him to hang himself. Instead, he stayed on him. To me, the only really smart thing Donald Trump did is when they asked him to denounce white supremacists, and then they accidentally said the Proud Boys, or maybe that wasn't an accident, maybe that was them setting him up, said the Proud Boys specifically, and then he addressed the Proud Boys specifically, even though he said,
stand back and stand by.
To me, that was the smartest thing he could have done, because what Donald Trump pushes all the time is fake news, fake news, fake news. Everything that the media says is fake news. So then when he mentions the Proud Boys and gives them instruction, then of course the media is going to pick up on it, and then people are going to start looking into the Proud Boys. Now, I feel like the media should have done more research, because people got mad at me again when I said that the Proud Boys aren't a white supremacist group. They aren't. There's different people of different races within the Proud Boys, and that's just what it is. Gavin McInnes no longer a part of the Proud Boys. That part I didn't know, but the only reason I knew about the Proud Boys was because, one, I'm online, so I guess there's two reasons. One, I'm online, so I knew the name. Secondly, one time I said something about the Proud Boys and racism, and my friend Cody Woods was like, did they end up proving that? And then I was like, I don't know. And to me, that was Cody telling me to do a little bit of research. So I went in and did some research and checked out exactly what the Proud Boys are about. It's just a bunch of people who don't believe in political correctness, will troll the out of people, will fight Antifa. They're not going to get beat up in regular life, which I don't know when that became a bad thing. The fact that some people will actually stand up for themselves, because that's in a lot of cases what Proud Boys are doing. They don't accept white guilt. That's also part of it, and that's something I think a lot of us are going to have to deal with coming up, like how we're going to be treated by other people. Because I got to tell you, there are some people right now, and yes, they are black people, I'm just going to put it out there, there are some people right right now they're acting like everybody owes them something. Everybody has to move out of the way for them. And it's like, no, that's not the way this is working. It's not like we're trying to work towards you being the new white people. We're trying to make it so there are no white people. And I don't mean like we're trying to get rid of you white people or whatever. Everybody's going to eventually mix anyway, and that's just going to happen. Whether you like it or not, generations, things are just going to get watered down because everybody's everybody, and that's a great thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, we're not trying to get a replacement for what white people were, for, you know, who was in charge. And we're trying to go for equality. We're not looking to all now have to bow down to black people. That's not the way this is supposed to work out. And I know that the majority of black people do not feel this way. I know this 100%. But at the same time, we've all got to be aware that there are going to be people always that take advantage of the situation and try to go too far. And it's like, no, that's not where we're trying to go. We're trying to be more equal. So anyway, it came to the Proud Boys. I tried to tell people not to panic because they weren't white supremacists. There's black, there's Puerto Rican, there's everything. So when people are trying to make this the narrative, or were thinking that this was the narrative, and the media pushes that, now that substantiates what Donald Trump has been saying about the media as far as fake news goes, because people are going to do research and they're just going to see these things that are all over the internet now. If you're not seeing them, it's because you don't want to. It really is exhausting when people do that. You know, they say that he never denounced a white supremacist, and then a bunch of us started posting clips where he did denounce white supremacists, the KKK, neo-Nazis. He went through the whole list.
Including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. We are a nation founded on the truth that all of us are created equal.
But people don't want to see that. They don't want to know that that actually happened. And I don't know why that is. I get it if you're not going to change your vote. That's fine. But you should start acting like you've got new information when you've got new information. And do I think the president is faking it when it comes to him having COVID? I don't know. But I think it's a really smart move either way. I think it's going to win him the presidency again. And I know some people are going to get mad at me for saying that and be like, well, how can you support somebody that's that dishonest? Well, that's my point. Everybody's dishonest. So when people are trying to make me pick a side based on who's more morally correct, I don't think there is a side that's more morally correct right now. All of them are messing up, all of the politicians. And that's why I wish more people would see that and just be like, yeah, all of these people are messing up, including the president, who I'm actually voting for. But to me, he's messing up in a way that, one, entertains me, and two, will make it so I don't have to watch everything I say or run it by the politically correct police that the left has turned into. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of. And that's what you guys aren't understanding. Between everything I'm telling you, when it comes to people pushing narratives that aren't necessarily true, the news not actually giving us the news, certain black people feeling like the rest of us are supposed to bow down to them, the PC police trying to tell us how we're supposed to identify even ourselves now. This is all making it look bad for the left. And eventually it's going to backfire. And I think it already backfired when you guys got Donald Trump the first time. And you guys don't know how to talk to people, and this goes for people on both sides. Both sides don't know how to talk to each other, and that's why I try to have good dialogue with people. If you notice, when I actually talk to the people about these things, yeah, we'll disagree in a lot of cases, but I'll still treat them with respect, because maybe there's something I can learn from them. Maybe there's something I can learn about them that will make them more relatable to me and make me be able to at least understand them, even if I don't 100% get them. And to me, that's what being an adult is about. Accepting different people, have different beliefs than you do. Most of my friends don't agree with me on pretty much everything when it comes to politics. Most of my friends, and that's what it is. We don't argue all the time. We don't fight all the time. We don't troll each other online. We just have different beliefs. And every once in a while we'll converse about it, but it's always very productive because we're friends, and the better we know each other, the better off we are. People know I'm not evil. People know I'm not racist. People know that I don't have bad intentions for the country. Really, my ideal world, we would all get together and just be like, this is where you're messing up, this is where you're messing up, this is where you're messing up, indiscriminately, both sides. Just call everybody out and be like, this is the way you're screwing us, the American people. This is what you're doing to all of us. Hey, activists, these fights don't all need to be going down. Maybe sometimes we can do things that may be a little slower progression, but make lasting change. And that's going to be more important. Like today, Proud Boys in Utah ended up meeting with the Black Lives Matter in Utah, and they were saying
they'll link arms with Black Lives Matter.
Meeting and talking and having that understanding was allowed us to move forward with working together on police reform.
Jakari Kelly, the leader of Black Lives Matter Northern Utah, says the partnership is real.
We do need to be able to reach across the aisle and have these tough conversations.
Which is something I've been pushing from the beginning. Because to me, the Proud Boys are anti-Antifa, which Antifa, I've always said, has been messing it up for Black Lives Matter because they go to the peaceful protests and they turn them into not peaceful protests. That isn't usually the black people or the Black Lives Matter people that are starting that stuff. That's usually Antifa starting that stuff, and that's something I'm aware enough to know. And so if you had Proud Boys making sure Antifa didn't get in the way of the Black Lives Matter people, and Black Lives Matter people having the protection of the Proud Boys, or at least having another ally in the Proud Boys that are looking for what's best for America, because to me there really are certain groups that are looking for what's the best for America. And at the core of Black Lives Matter, not Sean King, but I mean the people on the street, so real Black Lives Matter, the larger and the black side of Black Lives Matter, because a lot of the white kids don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how to talk to other ethnic people, and that's where you're losing a lot of people too, but we're not going to get into that right now. What we're going to stick with is a lot of the black people that are Black Lives Matter are good people. And they don't have the intentions of some of the people in Black Lives Matter that put ridiculous things out, like that list of what Black Lives Matter supposedly wanted a couple years back, where they said they wanted white people to give them their property and their houses and leave all their money to a black family. And just some of the stuff they were asking for was ridiculous. And it was like, no, that's not gonna work out. So if they can have conversations and figure out how to respect all sides, and understand that not everybody has to think the same way and be the same way, then I feel like we as a country would be in a much better place. Even if our politicians were still messing up, at least we as the citizens would be treating each other the way that we should treat each other. Because that's what really matters, is how we're treating each other. Not Donald Trump, not any of that. And I know some people are going to be like, well, it starts with the president. No, it doesn't. It starts in your home. It starts in your heart. It starts in the way that you treat other people. You personally treat other people. Are you being a good person? That's what matters. So don't tell me Donald Trump is the problem, or Joe Biden is the problem, or any of them are really the problem. The real problem starts with us and the way that we treat each other and the way that we listen to each other. So that's another reason why I'm voting for Donald Trump after he beats the coronavirus. Because right now, the way you guys communicate with each other, or should I say the way you guys refuse to communicate with each other, refuse to listen to each other, constantly troll each other just about having different beliefs, will try to cancel each other over different beliefs, will try to legislate against each other for different beliefs. Right now, Donald Trump is the president you deserve. He may not be the president you want, but he's the president you deserve. And guess what? I also think he's the president you need. So, make America great again, 2020. This has been Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world.